Dear Diary, may the energy from this week bring many blessings to the weeks coming after. Welcome back to another week of my Creatives Audio and Visual Diary. Dear Diary, this week was fuller than my stomach at a summer cookout. Well, for one, it was rainy, gloomy most of the week, just a yucky week overall. But for me, it was a new opportunity to be creative in my own way and be explorative. So, despite the rain, I decided to get into the street and check out some things I've been wanting to check out. So, I am habitually online. I just love online. I feel like social media was made for me because I just love to learn. I love to be entertained. And a part of being entertained is being influenced. I know this firsthand. I am an influencer and I am easily influenced. So, this woman who's a Philly influencer, Cass in the City, she put us on to this mid-century modern outlet, not really outlet, but factory store. I'm not really sure what the right, title for it is, but I immediately needed to check it out because my favorite design style is mid-century modern. So of course I pull up and it's in like this abandoned warehouse complex, which I'm not gonna lie, immediately I was like, I don't know if I want to park here and get out and have to walk to the store, because initially I did not see the parking in front of the store. I saw the parking a little ways away and I'm like, this is kind of creepy as people driving through here. I don't think everything back there was abandoned, but it looked abandoned. Like even this store looked abandoned. So I got inside and I was like, oh, there's something back here to explore. I really enjoy exploring that store because, like I said, mid-century modern is my favorite design style. This is very upscale pieces. These are vintage pieces that have been refurbished and reupholstered, and they reupholster and refurbish right in the store, which is such a great perk. But it also was great for me because I want to get into being a furniture archivist and kind of fashion, but I know I have a little bit more learning to do for that. But specifically furniture, I want to get into archiving pieces. So it was good to see that people are doing that. Not that they're doing that, because of course they're doing that, but it was just a reminder to me to get back on my Zoom. So I ended that day with cooking some stewed greens, which were delicious, and some terrible salmon that I'll never buy again. But then also I went into doing a new set of press-ons for myself. So y'all know I'm a green girl down, and I had literally been dreaming about this green leopard print, but also kind of translucent, like a jelly nail design. So I jumped into that, and honestly, I'm getting kind of good at this thing. So I know I'm not a professional and I'm not about to jump into selling these things, at least not immediately, or doing other people's nails, although Layla did ask me for 2 sets of this specific design. But I'm just happy to see that I've taken on a new creative outlet, a new skill, and it's working out. Dear Diary, if you don't know, you damn well should know this is an Aja Wilson household. We are Aja Wilson stands, fans, all of the above. And that goes for my brother Serge and his family as well. Him and Savannah are also Aja Wilson stands. So much so, they surprised our family with the new Aja Wilson A1s, the blue kind, the blue colorway. We were so surprised and so happy. Now for me, Diary, these are my first pair of basketball sneakers as an adult. Of course, I had Iversons and things back in the day. I don't think Iversons were basketball sneakers though. They were more casual. But these were my first pair as an adult. I'm also elated. You see Maurice is about to cry over his, but they're so darn beautiful. We're so happy to have them. He also bought Layla and my niece, who was also his daughter, Aja Wilson's book, which I think is an amazing gift, especially for Layla. My niece is getting into basketball too, and just to read about Black women in this sport, just to mentally prepare, even to physically prepare, but just to understand from a great how that journey went for her. I just think it was an amazing gift, especially because all that's going on. WNBA season just started. I'm already triggered and traumatized by the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever game, and have this mix of emotions. So I'm so glad that she's able to get into this book, and also I'm also going to get into the book. I'm going to start by reading hers. I'm going to get my own copy too. Dear Diary, speaking of Black girls in basketball, Layla was in a full weekend tournament this week. I mean, Friday to Sunday. She could not go to school Friday because the tournament game time was 1:25, in Atlantic City on Friday. This was another one of those tournaments where they had to play up against 6th and 7th graders, play up against bigger bodies, so they were putting it all on the floor. We did lose our game on Friday, but it was still such a great game considering we're in 4th and 5th grade playing up against 6th and 7th graders. Later that day, none of us really knew what we wanted for dinner, but we knew it was National Mimosa Day, and once we got to the grocery store, we were like, oh, we all want a different type of sandwich. Maybe we should have like a sandwich off, like go in, cook it together, and taste test to see who can make the best sandwich tonight. So Maurice started our beautiful evening off with popping us off with some pineapple mimosas. Layla, of course, had hers with a seltzer. She's not drinking champagne. No way, no how. And I do have to say, although orange juice is the OG juice to use in a mimosa, that pineapple juice may reign supreme, at least for me. For my soft crab sandwiches, I made like a herby aioli. Originally, it was supposed to be like a chimichurri that went on top of the soft crab sandwich, and then the aioli was going to go on the bottom. But I made the chimichurri a little too watery because I did not have enough herbs at all. I thought I had way more herbs at home. Turned out I did not. So I made it into an aioli, and then I marinated the crab with the rest of the herby, oil or whatever we want to call it. Layla was making a fried chicken thigh sandwich, so she made a sweet and sour, or at least she called it sweet and sour. It was more like a sweet and spicy. I don't know that it was very sour. She put a little bit of lemon in there, but it just, amplified the flavor. It was still delicious though. And then for Maurice's sandwich, he decided to make shrimp and scallop po' boys, which genius and delicious. And y'all know this had to make the board. To accompany our sandwiches, we made sweet potato fries or baked them because they were already pre-made, and then made a Caesar salad to go along with that. I love anytime I get to do this with them because number one, we're making something delicious and cute together. Number two, we're cooking together. This is family time. We're chatting, we're listening to music, we're play fighting, we're tasting things together, asking for opinions and advice. Like, it's always such a great time together, and we always pump out magic. Like, we're magical together. And honestly, them being in the kitchen with me takes a few things off of my plate. I am a seasoned home cook. We all know that. And it's so funny to me because I always see things on threads like real cooks don't like people in the kitchen with them. And I'm like, we can't speak for everybody, Pooh. I like me a little help. Layla made the batter for everybody's thing that they fried. And it came out seasoned deliciously. And it's so funny because she's like, well, I automatically win this little cook-off, this sandwich off, because I made the batter that you guys fried your things in. So my efforts flavored your dishes. So I win like 3 times over. And I can't admit this to her, but she was cooking with hot grease when she made that point. She was. Day 2 of the tournament turned out to be a career day for Layla. She scored 17 points in one of the games. They lost the first one, won the second one, and like I said, she scored 17 points in that second game in particular. Beautiful gameplay, unselfish. She played so well that there were coaches there because this is a live event, right? And a coach came up to Maurice and was like, "Is that your daughter?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "What grade is she in?" And he was like, "In 5th grade." And he was like so amazed. He was like, "So she's playing up and she's playing that well? Like, she is a problem. Like, she's a problem. She's so good to be so young. Like, her IQ, you can tell by just watching her how high her basketball IQ is." And I just can't even say enough like how proud and just how entertaining it is to watch her. Like, it's just a sight to see. I do have to mention that we did come home on Friday after the tournament in AC because the tournament on Saturday morning was closer to our home, like 10 minutes from Cherry Hill. So we did come back, but then we were anticipating, of course, going back to AC on Sunday. When we got in, Maurice had planned for us to do individual vision boards, or not really vision boards, but like goal list and a family goal list, which went so well. I'm glad that we knocked it out and we got it done. And then we made salmon salads, which ended our night so deliciously. Then we were back, like I said, in AC on Sunday. Now this day was kind of rough. Like I said before, we were playing up against 6th and 7th graders. The refs were terrible in the way they did not control the environment at all. The players we were playing against were not great at all. And any baller knows that when you play against somebody who's big, and also does not know how to play, and specifically does not know how to play defense, you can be put in some very dangerous situations, which those refs did not give a goddamn how banged up our girls were getting. It got so bad that Layla had went down with the ball, and this girl jumped on top of her and started elbowing Layla in the throat and the head to try to get the ball from her. And me and Maurice had to storm the court to stop the game because, hello, what are you allowing to go on? I would stop this game and clear this whole fucking room out. Please stop playing with me. Now back to our evening, back to the piece, right? So after we left the tournament, we had a birthday party to go to. One of our players was celebrating her 10th birthday party, so we stopped by there. Don't have any footage, unfortunately. And then we went straight to one of our player families' sisters was turning 16, and her party was at Insomnia, which I think is such a perfect place to have a birthday party. It's so chill, so cute, and if you have a sweet tooth, literally perfect. Diary, I have so much to reflect on this week. Mainly that busy can be good. I think in the past, I would initially get overwhelmed and get anxious when I saw that my weeks were so full because I did not know how to manage some of the things that I was doing. But I think I have a really good grasp at a lot of the things that I'm doing right now, which gives me less anxiety when I go into these extremely busy weeks because I'm getting them one week after another. Going into the next week, aside from just navigating these busy weeks in a peaceful way, I want to add a lot more productivity back in. I think I need it. Until next time, diary.
The shot.